Feels right that Big Poppa, Bobby Hoops are back. The Husky Boys, episode 39. Feels right just to hit that real quick. Whoo.
Some La Croix.
I went back on Waterloo. It was actually my last one. I saved
You're a Waterloo guy. That's kind of your thing.
You know, if Seltzer Waters want to sponsor the pod, like, we wouldn't be upset.
I'll drink all the Waterloo they want to give us.
Don't need cash, just free drinks. We're cool with that.
That's good.
Little something.
Something to
something that tied me over instead of the fact that it's just pure anger spewing out for the last, 72 hours.
Ooh.
We'll get there in a second.
Yeah. Whatever. When you're ready to throw it back to me. So I just want to, when it comes time to get into Kentucky, I want to tee you up. So do what you got to do. Let me know when it's time.
I will let you know that it's time. Look, we hear you, faithful fans of ours, all 9 of you, however many they are, except maybe we have now a Maryland contingent, DC or so, crossover that has they found out you have a podcast. And then our boy Joey kindly went out and was like, man, I don't know what that intro song was, which again, we upgraded. We're back, sort of. So we got to roll our normal intro music clip.
Yes.
Hey, if you're going to run a new intro song for us, I'm telling you right now, you don't need my permission. Go ahead and do it. I'll dub it over some video of Bobby Hoops draining a 3-pointer or something, and then we'll run with it. He has to have
Joey. He threw it he didn't have to. I didn't ask. He's a professional musician, basically.
Yeah.
He is. I shouldn't say basically. He is. He knows more about music. He's forgotten more about music than I'll ever know. But he loves hoops too. So he threw it out. I didn't ask. I said, go for it.
Yeah, you don't again do it.
We'll see. Maybe we're.
Is he a Maryland guy?
Up. He is a Maryland guy. Penn State for a couple years, and then finished at Maryland. So,
shout out to Joey.
He's a Terp. Yeah.
God, get him Terps. So last time we were together, at least what we were talking about beforehand, for the folks who listen, you might be thinking all right, football's still going on. I'm still lightly tuning in there, or maybe you're all the way in because your team's doing good for college playoff. But hey, it's been almost 3 weeks since you all last talked. What's happened? All right, let me give you a couple highlights. First off, Arizona might be a wagon. Gonzaga might also be a wagon. I mean, I know Gonzaga played Southern Utah, whoever it was at home, but when you win 122-55, you might be pretty damn good.
Yeah. Gonzaga's done it enough over the years to where they get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. UConn getting a big neutral site game win over BYU 86-84. But then it was a really good game last night. Arizona went up the stores, beat UConn.
Fantastic game.
UConn
had an amazing comeback. I mean, they were down 13, about 10 to play. It's one of those games. It's like UConn did everything that you're thinking. They're not losing. They've come all the way back at home. Fans are going nuts. And Zona just, they said, nope.
Nice.
I'll have that.
No problem.
Shout out former Vol, Tobe Awaka.
Sealed
ice in the game from the free throw line, hitting 4 free throws.
He put a little right here from the free throw.
Shout out Tobe Awaka. I miss you. I miss you, dog.
Should he get a job?
I think he's a true senior.
Dang it. Okay. That's fine.
2 years with Tennessee, and this is his second year at Arizona. So,
all right, Tobe. You're
he's good.
Bro.
He's good in my book. All the reports said that when he left, he did it respectfully. So
good for him.
Nothing but love.
Some people, they like to leave Knoxville, go to the state of Arkansas, and they got to be big babies about it when they leave.
Jonas Adu, big baby. Good riddance.
Yeah, like Houston and Auburn playing each other. Houston, 1-point win over Auburn. You thought Stephen Pearl was going to choke a ref out after the game. Just wanted to have some words.
He ran up on that ref so fast. Oh my gosh! Like it was half a second there of like, oh god, Stephen Pearl about to get fired in his first week for attacking.
I think even his players were like, hey, like it's
easy.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's November. It's November.
Yeah. It's just November.
Yeah, we'll talk about November. Yeah.
November. What else has happened? I mean, we had the Champions Classic, Michigan State, Kentucky played each other. Michigan State just put an absolute butt whooping on them, and Louisville did too. Well, that ended up being a closer game than one expected. Duke and Kansas, it was fine. I thought the first half was it was competitive. Yeah. Duke pretty much handled their business, ended up winning 78-66. You got Con Man getting on a microphone the other night when they about blew it over, Winthrop. That's what they ended up winning 84-83. In the last however many seconds, it was the last 15 or less, 5 people got thrown out of the game.
It was one of the, it was just like how, it was chaos. It was like all of a sudden guys are just falling all over each other. And what's his name for Arkansas?
He's a transfer newish guy. I can't think.
Grabbing the Winthrop player's jersey and like jerking him around. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, like the classic bully, give me my money.
Yeah,
for lunch move, but it was like, dude's a tank. I'm not going to act like.
Yeah, it was. Nothing. They're throwing out double technicals, which a bit of home cooking on that.
Well, they somehow figure it out, and then Cal gets behind the mic, and I won't say it explicitly, but he essentially alludes to, hey, we're going to have to go back to some 8th grade poop style basketball, which is, we don't know what we're doing. We got to pass the ball 5 times before you can shoot, which I was like, that's pretty funny. I mean, I know he's doing a bit, but
yeah,
it was a good piece. You got Yaxel Lindenborg just like crushing it up in Michigan. He went for 25-12 and 9 of 12 shooting the other night over Middle Tennessee State. And I want to give a shout out, our boy Lee Younger. I can tell from afar he's softening up and he's starting, as I've called him out before over and over again, it's time to go ahead and embrace your team. I get it. You are like, it's all Vols, it's all Deacon, blah, blah, blah. And look, at some point, Deacon's not going to be in Knoxville anymore. I don't have like scoop or anything about that. I'm just telling you, you've got a future up in Michigan. They've got something cooking up in Ann Arbor.
It's pretty good.
It's okay. You can admit your fault. You can admit I should have always been there with the Fab Five. Should have never left them.
Things are looking pretty good for Michigan right now. I see him. He's got Michigan on about most of the time I see him. So let's just dive all the way in, Lee.
Yeah,
dive all the way in.
You don't have like we know.
Embrace the Wolverine.
Like watching them. Nobody's going to think less. If anything, I continue to think less of the fact that you keep pushing it away. Like, just embrace it. You know who I'm thinking less about is the Memphis Tigers. They just lost the first round of some Bahama ball against granted, it's Purdue. I shouldn't act like it's nobody.
Yeah.
But we got our sweet boy, Aaron Bradshaw, getting a second technical at the end of the game because whatever, he got like a little bump from a forearm in the back. He flops, hits the ground, lays there for a couple seconds, and then he decides to get up and get in a dude's face. Thought he was going to kiss a guy again. Like, if you
it's kind of a good move. Nobody sees it coming.
Hey, from like trying to gaslight somebody, it's pretty good.
Yeah. You know it's gonna that whoever you kiss is frazzled.
And ironically, it's so funny that it happened to Tobe Awaka up at Rupp.
Yeah, that
he just looking totally befuddled, like,
whoa, this man just kissed me.
Looking at the ref like, hey, bro, did bro just kiss me?
That's assault, brother.
Yeah. So, anywho, he quickly got teed up. He's out of the game. Purdue ends up winning they won by 9, 80-71. But starting to wonder if boy's seats starting to get a little I mean,
Who? Penny? Oh, this has got to be
kind of been hot for the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's just it feels like an AAU program. Like it just feels like this is an unserious. There's no structure to this. There's no discipline. There's
roll the ball out, go play.
Yeah, go play. Someone I didn't see a second of the Memphis game tonight. Maybe it's still going on, but I did see a text from somebody that apparently Penny was coaching the game in shorts. Like, nobody's serious. We're not serious about this.
Are you sure it's not just because they're at the Bahamas? Is that not a?
Oh, maybe. I guess that makes sense. But still,
no. I like your direction better. It's just like, you just don't take it serious. Let's just put on a pair of shorts. It's fine.
I know since COVID, all these coaches, get to just wear the athleisure stuff now. And there's some guys who've gone back to the suits, but like shorts, all right. We are leaning into comfort.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not straight Italian, Patino, Cal, where they're gonna wear suits.
Yes.
Essentially every single game. And that's fine. That's your thing, do it. Yeah. Then you got guys like Pope, his thing is I wear suits for home games. Anywhere else, we wear athleisure stuff. So I respect it. It's a different move. But then my favorite one right now is Chris, I think it's pronounced Caputo. He's the head ball coach at George Washington University and basically got on a microphone and said, there's a fix in when it comes to the net rankings and scheduling. So I won't play the clip. I had it pulled up for a second, but how would you, I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you roughly explain, I get his point and other coaches, there's basically this big move and I personally like it. The shift more for like your normal blue bloods and really just any teams consistently in the top 25, let's say over the last 5 years, there's been this shift to say, hey, we kind of have to like maybe carry the weight on, maybe we should start scheduling home and home games with each other, neutral site games, not your Bahama games, not in Hawaii, not in, I mean, Vegas is fine too, but just or Champions Class. That's what I'm saying. Like those things have been going on for, that's always been a thing. But legitimately, like, okay, Arizona, UConn, let's go play each other at home.
Top 5 matchup, like a week or two into the season.
And as much as like we love that because we really want to feel like, all right, we're ushering back into the season and not everybody's playing. Be like Kentucky, their first 5 games they're playing Kentucky State, Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky.
Like that's what Tennessee's been doing to start the season. All we've played, and now we're about to get into like a big run of tough opponents. But all we've played. Players there.
It's going to be so good. But back to the point of the Georgia.
Like we're currently Tennessee as of this moment. We're crushing Tennessee State right now.
Yeah,
and that's what every game's been for Tennessee.
So the George Washington coach, as a mid-major, he is complaining that but because the big teams are now starting to schedule each other a lot more often, it leaves us in a weird spot for scheduling purposes that now we can only schedule. I think in the clip he had said we're ranked 52nd in the net. Well, if I go call a team that's ranked 48th in the net, is that really helping us? Even if they lose, like he's basically saying it doesn't do anything for us. But our only options are play that team, or I end up going to play the local YMCA club that pulls a bunch of adults in, and they just are like, I got time, I'll play. And then they end up going winning by 100, and it doesn't help them. I mean, there's just like a part of me that was like, do you want to like whine some more, or maybe just say call all the big guns and be like, we'll do the like we want the smoke, we'll play anybody.
Yeah,
but if you end up calling, if you call 8 of them and then lose 8, does it help your program?
Yeah, I don't really know what you want, man. I don't know. Like, it just kind of is what it is. I don't know what's the solution you're hoping for here?
It sounds like he just wants a different job, and I like.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what
Coach,
that's
you just want a bigger job. Got it.
yeah.
Okay, that's all it boiled down to. So other than that, I think there's some. Pretty much we're like 5-6 games into the season. I think legitimately, like I said already, Arizona, Gonzaga, Wagons, Duke, probably in that conversation. You can talk me into Louisville because of Mikal Brown and some of the other pieces that they've got put around there. UConn, probably, and then like Houston. I would say those teams safely at this point have like kind of put themselves in front of everybody of just like, yeah, we know who we are. We're pretty legit. What happens from here? I don't know. I mean, if one of them goes and loses, like say in the player era game or in the Bahamas, nobody's gonna really think any of it. As long as it's, I'm sure, competitive. And if you end up losing by 1-3 points, then okay, so be it. You're just like, that was a good game. So that's all I've got, mainly, just when it comes to overall
around the league stuff. Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't really have any much like big takeaways from SEC. I mean, just Cal making his like hilarious rounds when he gets behind a microphone, especially when you win by 1 point.
I mean, I guess out there's a few freshmen across the country who have.
I really don't want to talk about Caleb Wilson.
Unfortunately, a number of these guys were players that chose where they went over Kentucky. But Caleb Wilson at UNC, yes. I'm sorry. Koa Pete out at Koa, right? That's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Arizona. I mean, he's already, I think, his first college game, 30-something point performance. We talked about Cam Boozer at Duke. It feels like there's been a few things out there that if Cooper Flagg was in college this year, he was number 1 pick last year. If he was in college this year, I've seen a few outlets come out and say like he is not the slam dunk first overall pick if he's coming out of this draft. Like this is a deep year of freshman talent who are league bound and already there's a few guys really jumping out. I mean, even just here locally, it's not been against anything super impressive, but Immense looked fantastic so far for the Vols, and he's in that category too.
Yep.
I know I'm missing somebody. Toppin for Texas Tech. He's not a freshman, is he? JT Toppin?
No, he's older. I think he's junior.
He's fantastic. But anyway. But no, that was the only thing I was kind of thinking of. There's just been a lot of freshmen. Something that really Kentucky was in the mix for.
Yeah, it's been a fun. The continuous word has been whiff when it comes to recruiting for Pope and company. Just another whiff. I mean, today there was a 3-minute video posted by a guy named Jacob. He works for Kentucky Sports Radio, and it's like a 3.5-minute just deal of him getting on a microphone and saying like, all right, here's kind of some like the latest recruiting stuff. I can't think of the kid's name, but like one kid just got picked up by Maryland. But literally like the title of it was
Shut Up Terps.
Shut Up Terps. But I mean, he had like in the title, they put like another whiff. And I had actually started to type up a comment of essentially saying like, hey, it's weird to use the word whiff like on these two kids in particular when yes, Kentucky had conversations. Yes, they invited them to Big Blue Madness, but it is known they didn't really pursue them that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like they may have had a phone call after having them on campus, but other than that, that was it. And maybe part of it too is like playing into the feelings, aka got me, was I started to type up a comment and I just deleted it. But I wanted to communicate because I know what's happening. If you're using the word whiff when they didn't go that hard, it just doesn't really correlate in my brain. Of I had a conversation, maybe it wasn't a good fit, so we moved on. Versus, they whiffed, man. Couldn't get them, just couldn't land a big fish.
Yeah, there's more to it than that. It's
so, but it goes back to like the Caleb Wilsons and so on, where you went hard after them, and you thought you had them in the bag. Rug gets pulled out from you. Charlie Brown, football, and stuff starts to leak out that was like, oh, you weren't actually ever really like, you weren't really ever coming to Kentucky. It wasn't really a thing. It just became more of a driving point to bargain on maybe a little bit NIL stuff and agents uses leverage. But
is there a part? I don't know. I just wonder sometimes with the team I root for is not a blue blood college basketball program. Yours is, but like some part of me is like, okay, we lost a recruit to UNC. Like it's UNC. Like there's gonna be guys that Kentucky gets that UNC's not gonna get. Like I don't know. That's just like kind of the game. But I mean, I know with NIL and recruiting and all, like maybe he is a guy we could have had, and maybe we do need to dig a little deeper than that. Part of me is like, well, if the guy's picking between UNC and Kentucky, it's like, I mean,
yeah, they're not really.
What's the difference?
Yeah, like they're going to be fine. Yeah, it's the the chaos that ensues for whatever fan base.
Yeah.
Doesn't get to say, oh, they play for my team.
Yeah.
But then when you go watch Caleb Wilson go averaging, 23 something points a game, and he looks like an absolute dog, it starts to make you wonder, like, what could have been.
Throwing down dunks on the fast break, like, oh my gosh, ending people's careers with these fast break dunks.
Yeah, I mean, dudes need to make, like, some, like, job decisions on, hey,
get out of the way.
Probably shouldn't just go put your head up under the rim and then like take a shoulder into your nose. It's just not a good idea. So then of course it makes me like, great, can't wait for that in 2 weeks. And I had this whole, all right, Anna and Tucker, I'm just gonna like freely admit, I going into this season had it on my brain. I was gonna formally come out and say like Carolina stinks, other than having Caleb Wilson, and saying Hubert Davis is an absolute, like, is a bozo. He's only there because year one they made a run to the Final Four. Caleb Wilson saved his life, or not Caleb Wilson, Caleb Love.
Caleb Love,
thank you. Yeah. And it's like they all saved his job. He like can't get it done. Just the classic, like we only have former players at Carolina, like the Duke mantra thing, and just like Hubert's going to be done. And then here we are, and they're looking like the Carolina of old days. So I can just Tucker and Anna like we're so back. Oh my God. I can't. All right. Should I like? Should I jump into it now?
No, let me see.
Do you want to talk about Tennessee first? I don't want
No. I want to talk about Kentucky.
Okay, tee it up.
That's the headline. That's the headline. Okay, so
I just want to talk about Kentucky.
Last time we were on the show, Kentucky had just lost in a scrimmage to Georgetown.
Yeah,
we felt a certain way about that, and maybe cause for concern. I sat here saying, hey, it's a scrimmage. Who cares? You just crushed Purdue in a scrimmage. It's a scrimmage. Well, then game of the decade for Big Poppa. You go to Loserville, top 10 matchup. I know it technically wasn't top. I think Loserville was 12th at the time, I think.
Sure.
and you lose a game there. Tough, Loserville's pretty good, as we've talked about. They're contenders. You lose by 8, I think it was, 96-88. There were a couple of times we were down 18-20, made a couple comebacks. Loserville left the door open for you with some missed free throws. Couldn't quite get it done. Road loss in your heated enemy territory.
Yeah.
Loserville starving to have success. Huge win for them. Okay. That sucks. That's bad. Michigan State Champions Classic just the other night. Not good. Not good. Michigan State beats Kentucky 83-66. Few times they were up by about 20. I think Kentucky cut it to 10 at some point in the second half.
Yeah.
Michigan State. I can't remember the last time I've seen a Tom Izzo Michigan State team shoot 12 of 22, I think it was, from 3.
I mean, Tom Izzo knows the last time he hit double digits on 3-pointers.
They don't do that. And they were shooting lights out. So, here we are. It's November 20th. Kentucky's lost, had 2 bad losses, one against your heated rival. Both, a top 10 matchup and a top 20 matchup. These are good teams that we're playing.
Yep.
It seems to be that the reaction from Big Blue Nation right now is the sky is falling. And maybe Mark Pope's not the guy, and there's no hope in Pope. And I have my initial reaction to all this is, guys, it's November 20th. We've got a long season to go. We've got injuries. What are your 2 boys? The point guard and the center. Lowe.
Jalen Lowe.
Yes.
And then Jaden Quaidens.
Yes. Guys who are supposed to be crucial to this team who are out. But there's more to it, I understand. And Here we are. Is the sky falling? Is Pope not the guy? Can we regroup? Are guys fighting in the huddle? Is Pope too honest about being utterly confused why the team is struggling so much right now? What's going on, Big Poppa? Tell the people.
Or are dudes like sleeping with other dudes' girls? I mean, that's now all of a sudden become
that too.
Okay. Let me preface by I also understand it's November. I mean, they have only played 5 games. Completely agree. As I had very spirited conversations across the board, whether it was with you, in group chat where a lot of other people are just more like, let me go get my popcorn. He's popping off here. I don't have to say nothing for a while. Or they don't know how to take it. Other than our boy Razor, who texted him, very sweet. He's like, "Are you okay?" Razor has immediate family members who live in Kentucky and big Kentucky fans, and he's like, they're texting me like they are not okay. Got my dad, my uncle, my boy Goob. Graduated with my dad. We just affectionately referred to him as Goob. My cousin Wes. I mean, we're all in group chat. It's just some things that I probably can't necessarily say on a microphone from me. I could be convinced that the sky's not falling, but it sure feels like it. And I'm starting to feel like he's not the guy. And I know that's aggressive.
And
after just 1 year.
Sure. Because, to catch some people up, if you're new to the show, when Kentucky first hired Mark Pope,
he wasn't the first choice.
He was not the first choice. He was not your first choice. You were not thrilled that he was the choice. Now, I think very quickly, and I think admirably, you decided I've got to get behind our guy. He is a Kentucky guy. He won a national championship there as a player. And then his first year surprises a lot of people. They win so many big games. They kind of feels like a return to form in a way for Kentucky. They go to the Sweet 16. All right. And then we have this big offseason. $22 million reported NIL roster here. Like, all right. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, okay, let me preface by also saying some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is going to include, I think our show's small enough. I don't know if it'll ever get out. There's a gentleman named, I'll just say first name. His name's Keegan. It's an actual individual. I'm not like making up a first name for protection. He was formerly on staff with Pope before Pope came to Kentucky. For whatever reason, Pope did not retain him.
This was at BYU.
Correct. He was like the analytics guy, which we've talked about it, like how it's become a very key component now. And some coaches embrace it, some don't. But Pope does, but for whatever reason decided he didn't want to bring Keegan with him. Like, okay, you don't have to. It's your team, it's your roster, your staff. So I have landed in via Discord, the burner ball stuff, but now like subgroup, much smaller, only Kentucky people, Keegan plus like a handful of insiders are in there. And it all stays in-house. And thankfully, because of that, he trusts us to tell us things that, quite frankly, he's like, yeah, like says this thing about Pope. And it's like, that's just not good. Like the thing he said right there, like is not true. It's BS and so on. So I wanted to say that because that's going to encompass in this conversation of however I work through my timeline and however I get this out. This is my first time trying to process out loud the things that I've fired off over text messages that seem coherent, but I'm also like very angry. And
there are definitely a few texts that had like a typo here or there, and I'm like, oh, he's mad. He's mad.
Like you can tell when I'm mad when there's
typos.
A few typos, and then instead of like one normal sentence, it like keeps breaking into like, oh, there's 3 words, 1 goes back to 5. I'm just like, get your crap together, iPhone. Give me a new update. I don't know why I'm doing. It's not my fault. Okay, so Pope, I think the first year got away with. He got a lot of transfer portal guys who was the 1 or 2 guy at their team. Lamont Butler, like the guy at San Diego State. Jackson, technically was the 6th man of the year on a like pretty decently loaded squad at BYU, but coming to Kentucky, he already had like some NBA potential, had went through the draft process or combine, decided to come back. So bang, already like 1 or 2 guy. Kobe Brea, the 1 guy from Dayton, sharpshooter in all of America. He comes in and so on. Brandon Carr from Wake Forest and so on. So all of those guys not only were old, had reps, but like they were the guy at the school they came from. So them coming to Kentucky, it was almost like the spirit and the idea of that team's identity was we want everybody to know like we belong here on this stage. And then they all basically stacked hands and were like, all right, we get 1 shot. This is like the last couple months we get to do college basketball together. Let's give it a run. And thankfully it worked out. And there were games that they had to claw and fight back because they were down, 15 something plus points at halftime. And it was frustrating, but there was always this like, hey, Pope will fix, halftime adjustments. That's just what they do. They'll figure it out. And for the most part, they did. I think that we've always joked, and it's not necessarily false, but like winning cures all. So when you win, it can really, really cover up warts.
Yep.
Warts will still get exposed, especially in some of the games when they like went down to Ole Miss and got clobbered on the road. Yeah. They went to Georgia, got pantsed by them, which was like, you got pantsed by Mike White. Like, what are we doing? I mean, you got pantsed in the Sweet 16 by Tennessee, and just some of these games that felt super head scratching, but then, you know, you had like huge regular season wins against Tennessee. You stuck it with Alabama at home, super close. It didn't work out. But then, like, you had what we thought the joke about, like, Pope runs a video game type offense and they put up these wild numbers. You did that against Florida at home. And it was like, I mean, one of the most fun regular season games I've seen in a decade. And I've seen, like, I've seen a lot of good games going back to Cal in regular season. But all to say is, okay, going to year 2, a lot of misses on recruiting. We've already talked about it. So when you have misses, not just on high school guys, but you also have big misses on the 1s and 2s of transfers, that then puts you in a really uncomfortable spot to go get guys who were like anywhere from 3 to 8 at another team. Like, they just need a new spot. So Denzel Aberdeen technically won a national championship, was the 6th guy.
For Florida.
He's the 6th guy. It, like, I know I talked about Jackson Robinson, but Denzel, like, kind of jokingly started to call him Mr. Concussion because he throws up so many air balls for 3, and it's just like crushing people in the front row. And has he hit some? Sure. But man, not only does he let him fly, he's got the green light, but like, he's just, hey, whatever, shoot or shoot. 5 air ball, 5 of them. Yeah. Hope it doesn't hit you in the forehead. And sorry, lost my train of thought.
Anywho, well, so I think like Colin Chandler was a big.
So big Colin, name. You know, with the whole mission stuff, he
was a BYU guy.
Was a BYU guy, had a long time off of even just playing basketball. So you're one of him. That was fine. You didn't really like expect a whole lot. If he gave you something, then great. But now he's playing well, but he's not your one guy. But then there's times you have to run him at point guard because Jalen Lowe's hurt. Well, Jalen Lowe, all of a sudden, now we've got this like shoulder issue where he was the guy at Pitt playing point guard, never got hurt, played every single game.
Yep.
I don't know. Otega Owe, he was a role guy at Oklahoma. Now last 5 games of the season, I mean, looked like an All-American.
He was, I think, amazing.
The preseason, like, player of the year stuff, it's nice on a banner. I'm not going to act like it's not cool, but sure as hell ain't playing like it right now.
Sorry.
It's okay. Brandon Garrison needs to be launched to the sun. I don't understand why he's on the roster. And I legit believe, and this is what Keegan has said, that Pope got googly eyes for Brandon when he was at Oklahoma State. Or Brandon went for like 23 points in that game. Oklahoma State wins. Guess what Pope decides to do? I need to take a little mental note. If Brandon ever becomes available, I want him on my roster. And I'm not saying Pope's the only guy who does that. I'm sure at this point, 2025, everybody's staff has a guy or two who that's like they do that. Of like, we should keep an eye on that guy. If he ever enters the portal, it would probably be worth a phone call. But Brandon Garrison, like, I don't know what happened over the summer of last year, and you kind of lived with the theatrics of Brandon Garrison time. If he launched a 3, you're doing the like, oh God, no, okay, well, okay,
no,
yes, right. Yes, okay, perfect. But most of the time it's just hitting the side of the backboard. Now there's just clips on the internet of he's got cement feet and the ball hits the front of the rim somehow. And Brandon's, 6'11", probably has a 7'6" something wingspan. Whatever, goes right over his head. Guy from Michigan State grabs the ball, throws it back up, misses it. He misses the rebound again. Michigan State grabs the rebound.
It's like it was like at no point did it look like you were even like the concept of boxing out, preparing yourself to crash the boards. It like didn't even enter his mind. It was so weird.
So I won't keep going through the roster. It's just ultimately to say Kentucky right now, while spending upwards of, some people keep pushing back on it, and I'm not saying that it's for sure 22, but I'm convinced it's pretty close because I think they went and overspent intentionally to have depth to not experience what they did last year, which was multiple guys keep getting hurt. We have a shorthand rotation of like 6 to 7 guys who, older, if they can compete, great, but we have to swallow the pill of like knowing we're just running old dogs out there and hopefully they keep up.
Yeah.
Now it's, hey, we can go 11 deep. That's great. And I'm looking around the room like, I think it needs to be about 7 guys because some of them dudes, if they're not going to transfer out, Brandon, and like not give you anything, then like, I don't know why they play. You could probably make an argument with me right now that Ortega should not see the floor, maybe unless it's 10 minutes. And he openly admitted after the Michigan State game, he goes, yeah, I'm just like not really trying hard enough. And I'm like,
yeah, dude, that was crazy. I mean, he's a guy who, like, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't part of Ortega's story that he went to try to get NBA draft prep in the offseason and was, I guess, probably told like, hey, we need to go back to college. We need to get better at some things. Like, here, like, it's crazy to me to be sitting here being like, you have a team where you got to kind of reestablish what Kentucky is, and you really came on strong as like the guy on the team down the stretch last year. You've got you clearly have goals to make it to the league. They've got these. You've got some pointers. Here's things we need to work on and get a little better. And then you come here and now you're saying, yeah, my effort's not there. Like, what?
Yeah. If Denzel Aberdeen is captain concussion, then Ortega's right behind him as captain Insano. Like, I don't understand like where the brain power is going when it comes to giving a damn. And it's not just him. He's leading the charge on that, unfortunately, because we all watched what he did last year to then come out and playing games that you're like,
What's going on?
And my first initial thought was, because he aggravated his foot during the summer, and there was a short period of time he was in a boot. I'm like, okay, like maybe he's tweaked a foot. If that's the case, like, I get he's probably not trying to go 100%.
Yeah.
So he like doesn't injure his foot to the point where it's, long-term, several week injury. No, it's just, as he said, it's not trying hard enough. Okay. So all that to say, with that stuff in mind, knowing like this is kind of what your roster is, it's a bunch of, you're the second, third string guy at a lot of other schools, and now you've landed at Kentucky. The platform is elevated. It has become such a cluster that Pope is running, if I remember correctly, in either the Louisville game or Michigan State, and honestly, it's probably similar. He ran 16 different lineups, and the starters were the only ones who got like meaningful minutes. So, but even meaningful, they got like 5 together.
Yeah.
And then after that, they went mass substitution, and then it was never the same the rest of the game. And I do not understand why running that many different lineups feels suitable for a program like Kentucky.
No.
I mean, that's literally just screaming, I don't know what I've got.
Yeah. Let's try this. Oh, let's try that. Maybe this will work.
You're throwing crap on the wall and hoping it sticks. And just like, oh, well, if that worked, then we'll stick with that. So I'm at a place where not only confused, but wildly frustrated because, okay, so Louisville game happens and comes out after the game. Pope does, that is. And he makes this like weird comment, making some sort of Taylor Swift. Well, actually, the Taylor Swift reference came after the game. The Taylor Swift reference came at the like following presser when they went back home. But after the game, he comes out and makes this very vague comment of like, yeah, we just kind of got like we flipped the switch on too early. It's like, what does that mean? Like you played Nuck a Few Buck too early in the locker room? Do you punch a locker? I don't do whatever you got to do to get hyped up. I don't care. But I mean, like, what does that mean? And he left it at that. He's like, we flipped the switch too early, and there were just guys like we just were all out of sorts. So okay, of course, when we're pissed off at the world because, as I said, biggest game of the decade, my Super Bowl, getting grilled on TikTok for the video I made. That was a great video, but
it was a great video.
Just getting crushed, which was fun in some sense. But I couldn't believe that when he made a comment, because now it makes all of us feel the void of like, well, you didn't give an answer as to like what happened. All you left it at was it left this completely discombobulated and nobody's laser focused on the game. Like, okay, did somebody get in a fight? Did we get in a fight with fans? Well, then he had the following presser decides to make a Taylor Swift reference where just, I don't even remember the exact verbiage, but he literally was like, yeah, I think with the Louisville thing, it's not really like a big deal, but I'll probably like sprinkle some words out there and let you figure it out. Kind of like Taylor Swift does with her albums. And like, everybody's kind of looking at each other like this, but like, we're not talking about Taylor Swift music albums and like when's the next drop. We're talking about like why you got spanked by Louisville and we're down 18 points at one point, and then you were down 20 points in the second half, got it back to 4, and then lost the game. You couldn't finish. And it's literally carried on to, I mean, today he had a press conference and he's still doing it. He's still doing it, and it's turned into, like I said earlier, you flip a switch too early. Apparently, like, dudes are sleeping with other dude's girlfriend on the team. I mean, they're talking like guys like Brandon Hawthorne, who is like considering redshirting, doesn't even play. They're like, it was Brandon Hawthorne. He like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, he doesn't even play. Like, what's the 13th guy on the roster got to do with this? Like, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So you've got all of those things, and then you go play Michigan State, and you treat it like a business trip, not like last year's New York trip where you got handed a big old loss to our affectionate boy Aaron Bradshaw when he was still at Ohio State, and they gave it to you up in New York. That was embarrassing. So you're like, hey, you know what? No more shenanigans. Like, it's all business. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, the first 5 minutes, awesome. I mean, definitely felt like, hey, we're giving a damn on this one. Yeah. Let's go. From there, Michigan State just took it over. And you acted like, I mean, it wasn't just Ortega. It was everybody. It was, we don't really care. Guys aren't really tuned in. Looks like Pope's trying to run sets, sort of, but guys don't really know what they're doing. You would think if you're not going to have your, Jalen Lowe as your starting point guard out there, and maybe like Ortega, if he's not on the floor, would you not think, okay, if we technically have lesser talent on the floor, we really need to run sets? Like, we don't have a guy on the floor that's a get out of the way, let me get a bucket real quick. Like, I can create my own lane here and get a shot up. More often than not, you're probably like, we really need to run a set real quick and get, so-and-so open in the corner for a quick three, whether it's Jasper Johnson or whoever, Cam Williams. But no, we're not doing that. We got Brandon Garrison at the top of the key who's like setting a couple screens, pin downs, but he doesn't know what to do with the ball. They stay at the top of the key. Guys are just sitting in the corner like, do you want me to do something? Or do you want me to just stand here? And it was like that the entire Louisville game, the entire Michigan State game. And then he gets the Michigan State game. Hoops. I could not believe it's fine to the one thing I've loved about Pope when he started was he was like pissed when they would lose. I mean, he got on the microphone and said, I'm beside myself that we would lose. I don't care if it's an exhibition game to Georgetown. Like, we do not lose at home.
Yeah.
Point blank. And I'm like, I respect that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Previous regime would say, like, I can't wait to get home to my dogs and go watch Little House on the Prairie. Like, okay, cool. So it felt great because it says, oh, you feel what we feel. I mean, he played. So, of course, he knows what it's like to lose as a player. But then he gets up after the Michigan State game, and, I mean, he looks like it was a combination of, like the season's over. You lost in the NCAA tournament game, or
he's talking about how he's failed, and I have failed to get these guys ready. I have been failing, but I'm going to stop fail. Like, I'm just talking about failure. 3, 4, 5 games into the season, how he has failed.
Yeah, but it was so. One guy called into the post-game radio show with Matt Jones, and he described it as performative sadness, which I was like, oh. I mean, for a second, I was like, maybe he's not wrong.
Maybe it was like it felt a little.
I mean, when Jeff Goodman gets on with Field of 68, him and Rob Dosser, and they're both. I mean, more so Jeff because he was at the game. Yeah. No, Rob was there too. I'm sorry. But they both were like, that was like the saddest I've ever seen Pope. Yeah. And I would say of media, they're the closest to him.
Yes.
And when Jeff Goodman's like, that's literally the saddest I've ever seen Mark Pope.
Yeah.
And again, it's a regular season game that it wasn't fun to get your tails whipped, but
not that he should be happy. He would
ask him. He got asked softball questions. Like he was in his locker room talking to the guys. They said about 50 minutes before he ever went to the podium to talk to the media at large. And he at one point got asked a question. It was just like, "Hey, you're back there for a while. What'd y'all talk about?" We talked about a lot of things. Is that it?
That's it.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of stuff. It's like, oh, we're doing that game. Okay. Which it may not in theory sound like a lot, but when you have all of these things happen and you continuously get in front of a microphone and say, like, I don't know what our team's identity is. I don't know why I can't get through to guys. I don't know why they won't stack hands, play for each other. I don't even necessarily do the whole like play for the front of the jersey. It's like it's just a different conversation now with the NIL stuff. Yeah, like that's fine. But otherwise, and then you have these moments with like Jeff Goodman where they're pulling teeth to get you to answer anything, and you look like a wet dog, just tail between your legs, and you're just like, I don't know. Credit to Michigan State. I'm like,
it's so crazy to me. Like like, yes, these were not great performances, not great losses. Yeah, like the team's got to figure some stuff out. Thankfully, there's a long runway left of the season to like figure stuff out. And for the guy in charge to be so despondent and like devastated, and it was just like, holy moly, that is, take it easy, man.
Yeah. like again, it's kind of funny because that's essentially what Hoops would. He's basically saying to me when I'm like in the midst of me firing off text messages, and at some point he's trying to like catch me, like, "Hey, hold on, it's okay."
Which
and
is like,
I'm sending him the Will Ferrell video where he's like, "It's not okay, it's not okay."
No, but like, we're just two fools. We're just two dudes in Tennessee who like this stuff and are fans of it. He's the head coach. He's the boss. It's his job to do his best to make this come together. And to be acting like you just like lost the national championship game in a heartbreaker, like is it, and it's November, middle of November. Just is so weird.
Let me read you, and this is a message from the little Discord chat. One of the guys is one of the insiders. He's a scout. He said, "I was pretty torn down about the roster construction, the whole portal cycle, as I've voiced here back in the spring. Some of those worries are definitely confirmed. The overall operation has been really, really bad. The locker room concerns are a little bit overblown, I'm told, but these dudes don't respect Pope." Like, oh, cool. Okay, that sounds great. For instance, now Tyron Stokes, he is one of the few high school kids that is left in the recruiting cycle. This is, without getting into his thing, this is basically like how he described another top 10 recruit. He said the recruiting concerns are the biggest problem with the entire operation, and I think they're getting worse. Stokes wants to go to Kansas at this point, but his agent is trying to convince Nike executives differently. Agents want him far away from Lexington. Awesome. UK offer is massive, though. And then different kid, Collins, they're saying that like he's going to commit, but they're like, he's just not that good. And you're getting him at a discount because of that. He went into some other stuff, but this was kind of his like last takeaway. He said, overall, Pope has confirmed what I've said for a year. He's okay, but he's just not good enough for this job. He's going to win some games this year, and people will get back on board, but the ceiling has just capped in this era. Double-digit losses coming this year, and no reason not to believe this won't happen again next year. It'll then be time for a firing. And I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to lean that way. I know it took me 57 minutes to get to there, but
I mean, it's the small sample size of what someone like me who doesn't have access to all the information that you have, like just watching the team and hearing what the national people are saying about like they've spent so much money on this team and they've have all these awesome guys, and then you look at the and like they're worse than they were last year. How does that make any sense? And the coach is like having an emotional breakdown after the game. Like which that's probably a little unfair for me to describe it that way.
I don't think you're wrong. I will go ahead.
Just like so take all like that's all what an average Joe who just follows college basketball on like a broad scale can see. Then you throw in all the stuff that all this insider stuff of how like the roster construction has made no sense. Guys on the team aren't getting along with one another. Guys aren't motivated to play well. These recruits are wanting to go elsewhere. Like it's like red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. And we're at a place like Kentucky where, as we like to say, the standard is the standard at Kentucky. Like last year was great. Like maybe you have this year, and then next year it's hot seat, do or die time for you. Like,
well, and this is a little inside baseball. Also, there's a really good chance that Mitch Barnhart doesn't come back. Like
the athletic director.
So he's the athletic director at Kentucky. The president also is going to be there's a pretty big changing of the guard. That is like the smoke that's rising up there, and so new president, new athletic director, like if they are gone, that's, complete different regime comes in, and the way they're going to look at it is like, you're not the guy that I hired. I mean,
that happens everywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
new AD comes in. If you aren't killing it as the coach or whatever, well, then I'm gonna go bring in my guy now, or my guy.
They don't have to stick with
whatever the sport is, and because my livelihood depends on you. Partially depends on you doing well.
Yeah,
and
So new guy comes in. He's got a 5-year contract, and he's getting paid $5 a year. If he says year 3, like, spent 22. Year 3 doesn't go great, and we have a very mediocre same year. Like, buy you out.
Yep.
Go get a new guy. Yep. One guy commented, this was more particularly about Brandon Garrison. Just FYI, Brandon's getting paid $2.6 to be hot dog water.
Good
and he was accompanying Brandon with like the roster, and he described it like this. He said, it's like buying a car and immediately realizing it's a POS, but you're fighting for your life to defend the purchase because you spent so much and were too careless to see it from the beginning. And I was like, that's a great way to put it.
Double down, triple down. It's bound.
No. And he did this.
Cash at some point.
He did. He's like, no, it's fine. Like we'll make it work. It's fine. When he did that, I don't even remember if it was with Jeff or with somebody else. It felt like a high school kid who maybe got caught with a beer in their hand. It's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll take care of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, like,
it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like.
Yeah. Don't say anything. Don't tell my parents. It's fine. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Except you're the head coach at Kentucky.
Yeah.
This ain't great. So all I have to say is, in some of the other spirited conversations I was having on Instagram, probably should have just logged off in the comment section. It actually wasn't bad. There were just people, understandably, one guy was like, hey, it's November. We've played 5 games.
Yeah.
And I gently said, I hear you. You're way more optimistic than I am at this moment. Like, I'm just saying, from what I didn't get into, like everything I talked about, because it wouldn't have been worth it online. But knowing what I have talked about here and what I know, I'm just like, if it's true that those guys don't love playing with each other and they don't like playing for Pope and don't respect him, what I hope to happen start tomorrow night when they play, Loyola, Maryland. If you don't change up the roster management and start giving minutes to, going to be honest, I don't even know if Brandon should get 5 minutes. Tell him to enjoy his bag. Go kick your feet up, bro. Just go hang out. Put a towel around your neck and just leisure.
Enjoy
but
it, man.
Give minutes to Jasper. Give minutes to Malachi Moreno and say, all right, I know you're freshmen, but like, trial by fire. Let's go. You're the guys. Yeah. Because if Jalen Lowe is going to have shoulder surgery, that will most likely end his season. And then you're waiting on Jaden Quaytons to come back, who is a center. Yes, projected lottery pick. He doesn't shoot the 3. He's not going to space the floor out to help you create driving lanes for like Otega. He's not going to fix it. So I think you need to really change course the next 2 games before you play North Carolina at home. Because you've got them, you play Indiana at home, and then you play Gonzaga in Nashville. And buddy, and then by the way, you play St. John's in Atlanta later in December.
Yeah,
there's a great chance they could go. They've got 8 games before conference. They could go 4-4. 4 games being the like poop state games.
Boy.
And if they do going into conference, not only will they be unranked, it's just going to be, buddy, this could get upside down quick. And that's basically what I was communicating on in the comment section. I'm just like, this could get bad.
Yeah.
Because our head guy wants to curl up under the blanket, as I do some days. But you have an entire staff that, as it comes out, sometimes you don't listen to them because they're willing to push back but you just kind of like listening to yourself, and you continue to do, as they say, with insanity, you do the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result, and it's not working. And I like, if I turn that TV on tomorrow night and I see Brandon Garrison walk out as the starting five, I'm gonna pick Lucy up, who will then should be in bed at 7 to go down for the night. She and I will be going for a walk.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Or I could just go to bed and just be like, I'm not doing this to myself. I know for theater and dramatic purposes, it's been great. You know, for anybody who like doesn't care about Kentucky and enjoys the pain and suffering, and as I do sometimes like the burn. I don't love the thought of like I got to put my cup on real quick and get kicked again in the groin. For something that feels totally avoidable, and that doesn't even get me into football. So like you take football plus the thing that I was like, oh yes, you're back. You get to save me, basketball. Thank you. Then this has happened where I'm like, oh, Fat Boy has saved his job because now he gets the chance to go 7-5, go to a bowl game. And then our Prince has returned to Camelot, and now he looks like he needs to be put in jail for these freaking lineups he puts in. And I'm like, this is my nightmare. This is my absolute nightmare. So please, Mark Pope, just do the thing. Just save us.
Yeah. Big cat gif. Figure it out.
All right. I think I got it out.
You did great.
Sorry. Do
you feel better? That was a solid 30-40 minutes.
Maybe I need to put the title like Massive Kentucky Rant.
Yes.
Just hang in there with us.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they'll be like, the first like 20 minutes were just normal ball talk.
No, it's great because there's not a whole lot to talk about with Tennessee right now. So it's
how bad are they whooping Tennessee State right now?
They won.
I mean, they were up like almost 25 the last time I'd seen it. Granted, that was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, they won by 25, something like that.
So, what is your okay? You've touched on it a little bit briefly. You've seen my text. You've heard all this. What, from your angle as an outsider, are you like, hey, think y'all are kind of overblowing it? Or, hey, actually, there might be something here. Kind of makes sense why the feelings and emotions feel very high. Or is it in between? I don't know. Like, because I sit in my nearsighted echo chamber with a lot of other Kentucky fans that I will say it definitely doubles down and feels way worse when those few insiders are like, it's not great.
Yeah.
And so, of course, like the things that I feel only escalate and feel times 10. But
yeah, I don't know. It feels because like my immediate reaction earlier this week, especially after Michigan State, was like, yeah, that was bad. Doesn't look great. But it's November, and there have been plenty of teams in history who start the year horribly and figure somewhere down the line. And whether that's in conference play or conference tournament or even just getting in the tournament and then going on a run. Like, if it like football is,
lost in there for a second. Baby's coming back. I might need a rant here in a little bit. We're frozen. Dang. Well, we made it this far before you got frozen. Oh, I heard something. Nope. Come on back. Get in here, dog. Computer froze, I think. That's great. Let me give him. So I'm going to see if he can get back in here. See if he can. Okay, he popped out real quick. I think he's going to try to pop back in. Well, I can rant some more about Kentucky, even though I feel like I went overwhelming long. I don't know. I think that the nostalgia bit was always there. Let's see if you can. Sorry, we're trying to see if we can get Bobby Hoops to get back in real quick. If I got to finish on a high note by myself, I'll finish. The nostalgia stuff was always going to be a thing. The opening press conference, of course, was awesome. I may or may not have cried a couple of tears. I thought that it really hits home when he gets up in front and you're holding your old college jersey and you're seeing not just like 3-something generations of kids or, parent, grandparent who have all seen not just Pope when he played, but beforehand when Pitino was the coach and all those things. But you get to like live through it, pass it down. And so all of that stuff comes to light, and it's this like awesome feeling. You sell out the entire arena for one purpose, to feel like, as I've said, we got our team back. It feels unbelievable. We got our team. And, we described year one, and it really felt awesome. Quite a bit of a roller coaster. That's fine. You can live with it when you're winning. But now, when, as I said, the captain of the 96 team feels, I don't know if utterly helpless, defeated. There you are. Hey, it's okay. I was just riffing.
Thank you for riffing.
Sure. I started to get into say like, basically this all feels so weird that like the nostalgia piece was working. And it was going to work. Because it's him. He played here. He lived here for years. He's said over and over again, like, I would walk from Utah or I would crawl back to Lexington. So, as I've said before, it felt like Plan Z because you knew you could get him. Oh man, does this job just feel like too big and too overwhelming for him? And like he's not the first person to ever not only just coach at a Division I school where that happens, but a blue blood. Like it happens. You miss on coaches sometimes. We freaking hired Billy Clyde. Like
Billy Clyde, baby.
Billy Clyde, 2 years gone. Then we had Cal. So I've heard one person joke that he's our Kenny Payne, which I was like, okay. I look for a bit. I love it. But Kenny Payne also had arguably one of the worst seasons as a head coach in college basketball history.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I don't know. We'll see. You were talking a little bit before it broke out, but you were just trying to make your point of like, what's it from your perspective, just as like a Tennessee fan, but more of just an outsider of like, okay, blue blood who feels a certain way about their head coach right now, that it's only been 1 year, who had a successful year, and then all of the stuff I talked about.
Yeah, I think I was starting to say, I think my gut reaction from after Michigan State was like, all right, everybody, like, yes, that was bad. Yes, we've got to figure some stuff out. We got to fix some stuff. It's November. Teams have figured it out. Teams have had bad starts before, and somehow and figured it out, and still were able to have good seasons come the new year and stuff like that. So like that's happened before. But then like the more you dig into this and the more you see and hear all the insider stuff and the people close to the program of everything going on behind the scenes, it's like, oh, there's a lot. This is more than like X's and O's and finding the finding the right lineups and matchups and stuff like that almost was like the easy I shouldn't even say easy, but like this goes deeper. This goes deeper.
Yeah.
And it like it makes like, especially at a place like Kentucky where the expectations are the expectations, like you ran through that list of all the three, North Carolina and Indiana, and I think you said Gonzaga coming up. Like, man, if those don't go well, it's I kind of shudder to think what the reaction is going to be from Big Blue Nation.
Yeah.
Because already right now it's already 2 losses, and it's
the feeling of, in any marquee game, any big game, if you're competitive, and it's like the feeling of like you don't know how to grind it out, finish, win at the end of the game. You can live with it. At that point, you're like, all right, we got some reps in, just didn't go well for us. Maybe we got 1 or 2 of them and really stinks. Wish we got more. Okay, you can live with that. That's fine, because overall net, Ken Palm, stuff like it actually wouldn't hurt you that much. It would just stink from a record standpoint on paper. But when you go get shellacked and have no competence of like, what are we doing? What sets are we running? Who's the guy? Do we have a guy? We all maybe kind of hate each other and maybe don't really follow Pope's lead because he doesn't really know what he's doing and tries to do like, this was another theory. Like he tried to go bad cop on Jalen Lowe before the Louisville game and did the like, hey, Mikael Brown's better than you. What are you going to do about it? It's like, that's not your style.
Yeah.
And it's not that thing doesn't work. It's just, but you don't normally do that. Yeah. You're more of like, hey, you're the guy. There's a reason why we brought you here. Like, I believe in you. Let's go do this thing. So like those things, it's just like, what are we doing? Yeah, if you really get in the weeds about just getting spanked on national television against Carolina, Gonzaga, Indiana, St. John's, then you're not going to the A10, bro, to be like, oh, well, it's fine. We'll pick it up during conference. But like,
yeah, it just gets harder.
Here comes Bama. Here comes Florida, Auburn, you name it.
Yeah.
Like, so somebody had made a comment. They were like, what if it got like, it was 9-16. It was COVID. There was, quite a bit of games that didn't even happen. But it was like, what if it got like 9-16 bad? You think something could happen?
Yeah.
I thought, I mean, I don't think it's impossible.
Because 9-16 happened after a national championship and some Final Four runs and a deep tournament runs and proven success. And Pope doesn't have that.
Yeah, no, you don't have anything to extend the leash as like Cal did, where it was like he had a very long leash, bought him a lot of time.
Yeah.
You weren't going to run him off for the amount of success he had early on. This was just, okay, we got back to a 6-16. That was nice. Then if you have a losing record, like, and then like I said, if we have that whole regime change, new AD comes in, is like,
yeah,
I don't know if it's working. So, of course, I'm hoping praying it completely flips. Like Fridays, nothing's going to do it for me other than I hope that the lineups are different. But you get a chance to get reps in this game, next game. Then you got to prove it with North Carolina, at least to start.
Yeah.
At least, please, at least look like you want to be there and just give a damn. That thing, too, just like pisses me off. It like, just like freaking giving a rip, giving energy. Like you can't
You can't teach that. Like you either just you have it or you don't, and it's going to crash and burn. You can live by looking at tape of guys who go 100 miles an hour and are like, we're a little late on, that press, getting back on the this switch, whatever. Like those things, coaches I know would say, like, I can live with that. Full effort, just one step short. Got it. We'll work on that. But when you watch those clips of Brandon Garrison, it's like, I mean, you look like you're in quicksand.
Yeah.
And you just don't care. Or Ortega. I mean, like, what are coaches to give them credit? Like, I'm sure they're like, what do we do? How do we communicate to players when we're showing them tape? And we know, like, all collectively, like, you're not really trying.
You're just not trying. Like,
yeah. But why is that a problem? Why is that a problem when you play at Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not stuff that we kind of figure out in middle school?
Yeah.
I mean, with seventh graders, I could get when they're like pouting and they're like tired because they're like, I had a bad day at school. Like, okay.
No, the stakes are different. You're getting paid a lot of money. You've got opportunity to, further your career and go to the next level.
Yeah.
Based on what you do here. Like,
and as we've said,
maybe you try a little bit.
Maybe we're not mad at kids getting paid. We're like,
no,
we're glad.
No. Yes.
Glad. It's about time. But kind of starts to tweak my thought process a little bit when, okay, it's out there. Like,
you're getting paid because you're good at this.
Mm-hmm. And we wanted you to stay.
Be good at this.
Not Brandon.
At least try.
Yeah. But the rest of them, Ortega, we brought you back because we think you're really good.
Yeah.
Or at least we were hoping you would, and then you decided to, and the bag was good. So, yeah, that's me. It's 10 o'clock. Appreciate you sticking around with me and hopping back on after you grabbed your phone. Just to.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's good. They all got to watch me have like a.
Oh, good. More Big Poppa ranting.
Oh, God. Just turn the show off already. Just end the recording. You don't have to wait on your boy to get back. Well, you have any parting thoughts?
Not really. Thank heavens JP Estrella only has a bone bruise in his knee.
That's right.
It was a scary moment in the Rice game on Monday. JP Estrella, who has been looking fantastic. Again, to borrow a phrase from Big Don Julio, we've been playing Slippery Rock and Sisters of the Poor so far. Like it's not been elite opponents yet. That starts this weekend, but Estrella has really stuck out so far. Ament's been fantastic. Jacoby Gillespie's been fantastic. That's what everybody expected. Those two are going to be the leaders on the team, and most of the stats are going to come from those two. But kind of like I think the question mark was like after those two, who you getting offense from? Who's going to stick out after those two? And Estrella was a name that I really was high on last year before he broke his foot, and just guy who this is his third year in the system. A lot of the insider people talk about how they all the coaches love him. He's totally bought into the program. He's worked really hard and he's really talented. And he leading into that game, he's averaging 14 and 7 rebounds and definitely our best offensive player in the post. And so when he went down, it was like, oh gosh, he tore his ACL. Like this kid has the worst luck. And then thankfully it's come out. It's just a bone bruise. There's a chance he doesn't play until conference play, but there's also a chance it could just be back a month. But yeah, big thing. Ament, Gillespie, they've looked great. The depth this team has in the post is awesome. It's like the complete flip of last year. Because we didn't really have any post presence on offense other than throwing alley oops to Felix Okpara. Yeah, looking forward to Players Era coming up this weekend. Yeah, this weekend starting next Monday. Tennessee's got Rutgers. Then we play Houston.
Come on now.
Oh boy, that's where we find out what is this team right now.
Yeah, you get to look in the mirror and
we
say,
should beat Rutgers.
who we are.
Easily. Houston, that's the one to watch. How good is this team? And we won't have Estrella, so that's something. But other than that, so far so good with the Vols. They look good. They're beating everybody. They're supposed to beat them. Get well soon, Jay. I said in some group text, JP, like, Jay, if I could give you my leg, I would, JP. Now
wow,
it's like way shorter than your leg. But
it's very big of you.
Get well soon, JP. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Well, happy shout out to the Players Era. Happy Feast Week to those of you who enjoy it. Feast Week will be great. Speaking of feasting, also let's just go ahead and say Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey,
to those of you who, if you celebrate accordingly. I just want to say it's going to be an absolutely terrible day to be a hard-boiled egg. So,
oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Which not even really. I can take or leave a deviled egg, but I know my boy is Big Poppa's gonna be.
Oh boy, deviled eggs.
Inhaling some deviled eggs.
Robert's family, go ahead and get that toilet ready, boy. Golf Friendsgiving gonna be litty. Probably need to bring some gas pills while I'm thinking about it. So, other than that, next time we're with you guys, probably after Thanksgiving. Until then, I'm Big Poppa.
Bobby
Hoops. Thanks for hanging with us. See you.